Okay, I'm going to start our meeting. I don't have a bell. Welcome, everybody, to our January 13th meeting. Today, we're going to have a club assembly and look at the future of the rest of my term. So I'm pretty excited. This spring is always kind of busy. So I think despite COVID, we have a lot of things happening. So I'm very excited. Before we officially start, though, I'd like to introduce our guests. I see we have Suzanne Clark. And Jay, would you mind just quickly saying who Suzanne is? I know she's involved with the SRAG group.
Yes, Suzanne, I'll let you give them a bit about what you're up to. She's a butterfly lady. You want to tell them, Suzanne?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm a master gardener, Sonoma County Master Gardener, and I was a Master Gardener in Maryland in 2008, and then moved to Petaluma in 2012. And so I've been working with monarch butterflies for all of these years, and used to teach and have monarch caterpillars in the classroom. It's a great way to get kids interested in science. And September is a good time to have monarchs around. And I give talks for the Master Gardeners on the monarch butterflies. This is early for me, so excuse me. The Western monarchs are in terrible state. Last year, there were like 30,000, and this year there may be only 2,000. So it's down just extraordinary. And there are various reasons for that. I also participate with the Western Monarch Thanksgiving Count with the Xerces Society. And we visit the historic sites and also see if there's some new sites where the monarchs overwinter, because they're one of the only butterflies that overwinters as an adult. And so they don't normally mate from, say, November until March. It's remarkable. The monarch, when it emerges from the chrysalis in November, it doesn't have ripe sex organs. And so it will not mate until March. And but with climate change, everything is just chaotic. And a lot of the scientists, there's a great debate on what we do next. Just like
Excuse me for interrupting. Would you mind holding that until
okay.
Jim's going to bring up the topic in a little bit?
I'm sorry, yeah.
No, that's okay, because this
is get excited and go into it.
Really relevant, really. Thank you. I appreciate your joining us this early. The other guest we have today is Alina, who is going to be our exchange student, and we'll introduce her more formally in a couple minutes. Thank you for joining us, Alina. Steve, good to see you, and everybody who's on the call. So with that, I just wanted to thank everybody for sticking with us through this first half of the crazy year. And it's not the ideal way we want to meet, but it means that you are part of this. And I'd like to just start this meeting also with our four-way test. I don't have it written on the screen. I should do that, but I will be happy to lead it. And please join me in saying the Rotary International four-way test. Actually, Lance, can you lead it? Because the beginning, the opening of it, in all things we say and do.
The four-way test for the things we say, think, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it bring goodwill and better friendships? And 4, is it beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you.
That's
Okay,
a pop quiz. That's not very fair.
you pulled it off beautifully. You get a medallion. The ones you were passing out last year. Okay, good. So Terry, you have the very exciting job of starting off this meeting with one of the most exciting topics I could ever imagine, which is a budget. I could spend my whole day looking at spreadsheets. Is that true for the rest of you?
We love it. Okay, so Nancy asked me to do a brief summary of the year to date, which is probably a good place to start when we start talking about going forward for the rest of the year. So I don't know if I can click share screen. Does that work? I don't know.
It should.
Okay, I've clicked it. Looks like it's up there. Okay, so year to date for the club, you can see that under the category of member donations and fees, which includes the fines, happy dollars, monthly meeting fees of $40, and the dues fees of $15. And the income side, we've received about $12,000. On the expense side, we've got between dues and club administration about $8,000. So we have a surplus in that category of about $4,000. Then if we go down to
We're not seeing your screen right now.
Pardon me?
We're not seeing your screen shared.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's necessary.
Okay.
Did that work? If we go down to programs and events, look at that. That includes, of course, Interact, July 4th celebration, the Halloween tree trail that we did this year, the club and Vallegra scholarships. And this year it includes the Winter Lights grant and program that we're participating in with the chamber. And of course, that's the largest single category. And it doesn't really result in any net income to the club. The grant of $35,000 will probably be offset by the expenses of $35,000. So in that particular category, we have really a shortfall of about $1,700, which is understandable. And then our donations that we've made so far to date would be Sonoma Family Meals, the Healdsburg Food Pantry, the Custode Needs Bread Program, the speaker awards that donations we're making to the Rotary International Polio Program, and the Humane Society of Sonoma County. So we've made donations to date of about $4,100 with income of $1,400 in that category. So there's a little shortfall there. But all in all, the budget for the club, or the expenses and income for the club, I should say, for the first 6 months, has a net shortfall of about $400, which in the scheme of things isn't a big deal, I wouldn't think. And that's kind of where we are with a club. We also, of course, have the Sunrise Foundation, which is real beneficial for some of our programs. We've got general income donations made to the club endowment fund, as well as general donations of about $1,500. Administration costs of $1,500, just over $1,500. So that's in that category is pretty much of a wash. The programs and events are really two items in there, and that's the Drew Escobar Scholarship Fund, which consists of course, the golf tournament, the turkey trot, and general donations that come in earmarked for that cause. As well as the club scholarship program this year also received $3,600 in income that will go out in scholarships this year. So there we have a net income of about $30,000. And that net amount is really all for the Drew Scholarship program. Donations made and pledged in the foundation, really there's just two there. That's the food to firefighters, which we had an income of about $49,000 there. We haven't expended all that yet, but it's really pledged for that purpose. So I booked it as a liability because it will be going out eventually for similar causes. And the other thing we did in the foundation as far as a donation is we participated in a program for the high school, the New Generations Environmental Science and Peace program. So all in all, the foundation budget shows a net income of $30,390. And that's pretty much all for the Drew Scholarship Program. And that's kind of where we are to date for both the club and the foundation.
Any questions?
Did I do that in 5 minutes?
Yeah. That's
I'm happy to answer any questions going forward. Today's maybe not a good day to do them, but contact me directly or come to a board meeting and we can go into detail on any of these items you'd like.
I just wanted to add that we're very appreciative of everyone who's been able to continue paying their additional fees, even though we're not serving breakfast or renting the hall at the golf course. This has really helped us to offset some of our expenses during this strange time. So that's been very helpful. We are, Terry and I talked, there was still $100 sitting there waiting to be mailed to the Costo Needs program. So Will, you should be getting another check for that. So anyway, we are also going to be revising our budget based on the fact that we had planned to do a lot of things in person, and it's not looking like that's going to happen for the remainder of this term. So we'll be providing an updated budget to the board this month. So thanks, everybody. Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.
Will wanted to make an announcement about the anniversary, our 12th anniversary.
Good morning, everyone, and 12th year anniversary for the Sunrise Jesters coming up on April 1st. So if you would please mark that on your calendar. I know all of you are staying home. You have no place to go. So there's a great expectation that we will all be together in some way, shape, or form for some type of way to virtually or otherwise celebrate 12 years. So we're going to do some more thoughts on that, but please mark your calendars take the whole day off, in fact, to celebrate April 1st, April Fool's Day, and all the great things that the Sunrise Club of Healdsburg has done and continues to do to support our community and all fellowship throughout the world. So April 1st, Jay, it is a Thursday. Jay, are you listening, Jay? I hope so. Thumbs up. April 1st. April 1st. It's kind of like July 4th. It's the same date every year. So April 1st, Thursday. Any question? April 1st. It's a Thursday, just in case someone's tuning in right now. It'll be happy birthday to the Sunrise Jesters. We'll look forward to having some good fun. And we promise not to bore you for hours on end with something, but it will be a great time. So please mark your calendars, and we'll look forward to celebrating April 1st. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll probably not have a meeting on the Wednesday, which would be March 31st. Okay.
Jay, don't get that confused, Jay.
Jay used to always wonder what day the 4th of July was going to fall on, what day of the week.
He might still wonder that. Just trying to get it clarified. We'll get it down eventually.
Great. Thank you, Will. Scholarships, Larry Orr. Take it away. Is Larry muted? Yes, you are.
Did it again. I swear I try not to do that. Okay, good morning. As everybody probably knows, the Sunrise Club has different levels and types of scholarships. We have a Rotary Ideal Club scholarship based on scholastic and leadership achievements, as well as community involvement, and especially considered is the Rotary Ideal of Service Above Self. We also have a Jack Belerga Memorial Scholar Athlete Scholarship based upon scholastic and athletic achievement. This year, we're very fortunate to have had Terry and Kathy Tremblay make a donation. So we are going to be awarding a John Milburn Dean Art Scholarship for someone that is hopeful of continuing their education with a focus on the arts. So in total, we're going to be awarding the following scholarships: $1,000 to a student at Rio Lindo in the name of Brad Benson. The committee is still needs to address, I assume that this would be a graduating senior to help someone further their education. When I talked with the gentleman at Rio Lindo, he was totally focused on a scholarship to help a student defer their tuition to attend Rio Linda as a high school, which is $14,000 a year for a local, and for someone that stays on campus, it's $24,000 a year. So I'm assuming that we're going to want to award this to a graduating senior, but I will need to discuss that with the committee and then get some authorization from the board of directors. The other scholarships we have so that's $1,000. That leaves us with $3,000 to be split between the Club Rotary Ideal Scholarship or scholarships and the Jack Belerga Male Athlete Scholar and the Female Scholar Athlete. So that's kind of where we stand, and be happy to answer any questions if anybody would like further details.
When are you going to start reviewing the scholarships and have the applications been submitted?
The applications are normally due at the Healdsburg High School the 1st of April. So I have not received any applications as of yet.
Okay, so you're going to be putting your committee together to review those by April, beginning of April, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so then we'll wait to hear from you further on down the road relative to who you would like to have on that committee.
Well, that's kind of been already identified, but I will formalize that to the board and so forth. But it's kind of a recurring number of members that are interested in this every year.
Okay. Thank you, Larry. We look forward to seeing who these recipients are. It's exciting with this new the scholarship for the arts program. That'll be great.
Great.
Okay, Andy, Youth Services.
Thank you, President Nancy. I'd like to start out by introducing our student ambassador for the 2021-2022 school year, and that is Alina Sadagian. You might have noticed Alina logged on today. Alina is part of the Healdsburg High School class of 2022. She's a very active student. She's active in Student Council, Leadership Club, Healdsburg, which is the high school magazine, Interact Club recently, basketball, and softball. So very active young lady. After high school, Alina plans to pursue a career in international relations. Her goal is to be a global citizen and a peacemaker. So please welcome Alina.
Welcome. Really quickly, Alina, we are having a Rotary Peace Fellow speak to our club in February. You might want to log on to that meeting. She, among many others, get these grants to work through the Peace Fellowship program of Rotary International. It's very motivating. So hopefully you can join us for that.
Alina, would you like to say hi?
Yes, hi everyone. I wanted to thank the Sunrise Club for all your help and support through my exchange journey and giving me this opportunity to be able to experience this new culture. Thank you.
Thank you, Alina. So the way Youth Exchange is organized, I am called the Youth Exchange Officer. Chris Cameron is our outbound coordinator. That means that Chris assists students like Alina getting through the application process, which is pretty extensive. There is a lot of work, passport, visas, medical records, school records. There is a lot of work and coordination that goes into getting Alina just up to this point. So Chris has been working with her. The other part is the inbound coordinator, and the inbound coordinator maintains contact with the student that we receive from another country, touches in with them on a regular basis, makes sure that they're in a good place, safe place, doing well, and is also in charge of looking for host families. And as of yesterday, we have a new member of our committee, which is Karen Click. Karen Click and her family hosted Marta during her exchange year. So Karen and her family are very familiar with the exchange program. So it'll be great to have her on the committee. And really right now is probably the critical time for the exchange program, because the student, assuming everything goes as planned, our student will arrive in August, which means that before then we need to have families lined up. If you've ever considered it, or even if you haven't ever considered it, now may be a good time. We have had 3 exchange students in our home. The first one, we had 3 kids, little kids at home. The second one, we only had 1 of our kids at home. And the last one, we didn't have any kids at home. And each one was a positive experience. We've added 3 young people to our family. And so there isn't just one situation that works. Any situation can be made to work if you're really interested. We even had one host parent that was a single woman. So you can be a single person and it can still work. But if you hear any of the stories from these host families, you'll hear lots of great stories, and you'll hear about bonds that continue even after the student has left. So think about it, share it with your friends and family, because we will be working to fill those slots for the coming year. In regards to the Interact Club, Chase Summer has taken over as the new president. Chase has had his first couple of meetings, and he's right now working with the club to identify community projects. Of course, this year is very different, so we can't necessarily do the same things that we've done in the past. So Chase has a few numbers of people that he's calling, and he's going to see what is possible in this pandemic era. And the Chase will be leading our Rotary Club meeting on the 20th. And most of you probably remember when Interact leads the meeting. It's kind of a fun meeting. sometimes kind of embarrassing when we can't answer their questions, but it's a fun meeting. And just so you know, the money that is raised by the Interact Club eventually goes out to nonprofits. At the end of every school year, the Interact Club looks at the money that it has raised, and it is donated to various worthy causes. Most recently, it's gone to Healdsburg Food Pantry, Reach for Home, Heifer International, the Thirst Project. But just know that if you miss the question and it winds up costing you $10 or $20 on the 20th, just know that eventually that money will go to a worthy cause. And then the last thing I have, just a quick update on the golf tournament. It was a successful tournament this year, very different in the pandemic format, virtual world. But we hope if everything stays on track, that this year will be back the traditional format where we can get together and have fun. And the date for this year, we've set as September 11th. So please put that on your calendar. September 11th, we'll be back at the Healdsburg Golf Course for this year's edition of the golf tournament.
Thank you, Andy. By the way, I just learned from the one of the employees at the Healdsburg Chamber of Commerce that because we're members, we can access the Chamber's calendar to put in these dates. So I'm going to be doing that. I think Terry asked me to do the date for the golf tournament. So I can take care of that, Andy.
Cool. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andy, for everything that you and Chris are doing on this committee. Alina, thank you for coming to our meeting. We look forward to seeing you in the future and doing what we can to help you. Oh, by the way, do you have a country that you're hoping to go to?
I was hoping to go to South Korea, and Chris called me a few days ago and he told me which country I'm going to, which was my first choice. I'm really excited about that.
And that's South Korea?
Yes, it's South Korea.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We look forward to great things.
Thank you.
Okay, Diane, you have a report on our membership efforts.
I do, President Nancy. Thank you so much. And Nancy, thank you for running a very engaging meeting. I'd like to share my screen if I can. And so Nancy has been reaching out to the Healdsburg, sorry to move this while we're on the call, to the Healdsburg Chamber of Commerce, and was able to get their current list of members. And we thought it would be a nice idea to reach out to some of these folks here in our community and invite them via a letter, a phone call, an email, a text, however you know these folks, and invite them to one of our meetings, invite them to learn a little bit more about our club, and see what their interests are. If they have any in service, either to Healdsburg Sunrise or just, maybe they're a better fit somewhere else. But a lot of these people have had their businesses interrupted over the last 9 months. And if we can help them and maybe they can help us, it's a win-win for our whole community. So after this meeting, either tomorrow or Friday, I would like to send this list out a little bit abridged to everyone in the club. And if you can kind of go through it and see who you know on it and who you think that you might be able to reach out to. Nancy and I have done a little bit of scrubbing on the list. I've in red, we've had to unfortunately take out some of the businesses that are no longer in business. We've also just mainly focused this on the Healdsburg members. There are many members of the Chamber of Commerce, probably about 200 plus, that are in other parts of Sonoma County and other parts of California. In addition to that, we have written a letter that can go with this. So you can either cut and paste it into an email to the people, or if you want to US mail it to them. And it's just kind of an outline for you to use. Let me see if I can actually share that one. Did you see that change?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so here's a letter, and it just kind of goes through about how, we're welcoming them to learn more, a little more about us, some upcoming meeting information, and then also some things that we have done. I'm pretty proud, I think, of everything we've done. When I talk to folks in the community about what we've been doing, they're like, oh, are you guys still meeting? And it's like, yeah, we meet every week. And in addition to that, we've done all these projects. And I think because we're less visible, we're not wearing t-shirts, we're not carrying around trash bags, cleaning up Foss Creek, people don't know what we've been up to. So some of our community activities. And then in addition to that, some of the organizations that we were able to make donations to. So even in this downtime, the smaller amount of funds that we're getting, we are putting back out to the community. And people, I think, really, are really, and then in addition to that, some just internal club activities that we've done, kind of taking care of each other, and taking care of our club and the health of our club. And I think that these are really, 4 good avenues that the community would be interested in knowing about, even if they choose not to come to a meeting or learn more about our club. So that's where we are. So expect to see that. It'll come through Club Runner. So make sure you're checking into your whatever email you set up with Club Runner. In the next 2 days. By Friday, we'll have it up for you. So let me know if you have any questions. Either you can put them in the chat this morning on this call, or just send me an email. That's about it. Nancy, can you think of anything else that I may have missed?
Just wanted to add that the Noon Club has added 5 new members during this shutdown. And the Fort Bragg Club has added 5 new members, and I'm reaching out to both clubs to find out how they've been doing it. What's the secret? Although the Noon Club actually replaced people who moved away because of fires, so they're still at a net level, but it's happening. So thank you, Diane, for pushing this along, and everybody, just please take a look at the. Will, are you going to kill yourself? Is that a noose?
No, we have to get jump rope ready to go do PE. So I have the eldest, Natalia, here coming in to help, ask me for help for this thing. So I'll entertain you with the magic trick here in the background.
So glad. All right, so be on the lookout for the email from Diane. And if you could just take a quick look at this, if you can highlight who you know and help us by reaching out by phone or a letter, that would be wonderful. Okay, so thank you, Diane. Jay.
Yes.
Jay Bird. By the way, Jay does not go through a pound of seed a month. It's his birds that do. Lee Morton wanted to point that out, that I insinuated that Jay eats a pound of bird seed a month.
Actually, it's more like 20 pounds. So what I've been trying to do is create a scaffold for the members of the club to decorate. So think of this as a Christmas tree, and you all are the can I say, the baubles to go on the Christmas tree. The dilemma when you get into doing anything in the environment is it's an absolute rabbit hole. Whether you're talking about energy or habitat or plastics, or they are all interconnected and they can all absolutely consume you. So to try to sort out what the club can do, I had to set some criteria. And so let me tell you the criteria that I've established for this project. The project document is in the chat room. You're welcome to pull that up and use it. First of all, it seems to me that the project can't cost a lot of money, right? We don't have that this year. Secondly, our club likes to have impact. We want to be able to do something that's not trivial. We want to be able to do something that people in the community grab onto and say, hey, that's something that we want to support. One of the things that I've noticed about the club is that we really like to have essentially tent posts, if you will, around our year. So we've got the debunking is one, the 4th of July is another. I think we're going to probably see maybe even Halloween be something that we can continue to involve ourselves in. So having things on the calendar that we can look forward to and that we every year build momentum behind. I think it's important that it's doable, that it has very concrete outcomes, that it is of a scale that I know our members are all under stress, and so we don't want to put a lot of burden on people. It has to be something that's fairly straightforward to do. On the other hand, it should scale so that if we want to jump in and make it bigger, we can do that. Excuse me. Another criteria that I identified was that it should engage students as much as possible. So youth involvement, family involvement, I think is very important. Finally, it should have a component that is outreach to the community so that we can attract and maintain membership. The highlights, what I'm proposing have a few highlights. One of them is that it, in conjunction with the other District 5130 clubs, we're all, the steering committee of which Andy is also a member, have identified 3 projects. So the pollinator project that I'm proposing is one. We have another that has to do with tiny gardens and a third one that has to do with river restoration. And those are the ones that I think the district is going to be putting forward. The idea is to have some that allow clubs to collaborate. So one of the questions that I will have for you today is, if we get involved with this, there are a lot of advantages to connecting with other clubs, and we've already got interest in the pollinator program to do that. That means I'm not going to go out there and do a lot of the presentations because I'm terrible at that, and I know other people who are much better. One of the things that I'm proposing is a pollinator week beginning March 1st, which would be a declaration by the city, so there's a little politics involved with it, where we go out and plant seeds. So the seeds would be in kits containing local native plants that feed and provide sustenance for a variety of pollinators. Bees in particular and butterflies obviously are a key. So Pollinator Week leads up to Earth Day, and another part of the student engagement would be that if the kids are interested in it, because the pollinator seeds are very expensive because they're hand harvested, so to speak, they're $125 a half pound. So I don't know, I think there's probably 3,000 or 4,000 seeds in a bag, but it's going to be hard for us to use up that many seeds. So it's much better if we can get some other clubs involved and they can share those. Because they're quite small, a nice way to present those is to use a flour and water paste and adhere them to tissue paper that then is planted in the ground, and then they don't get lost, because 4 little seeds is a problem, particularly for little kids, and we do want to have the youngest kids involved. So there's also the creation of these kits, which would contain the seeds and instructions, and the kids, students can help with that. I'm thinking about the Earth Day celebration and how we can present our project with that. And so I'm proposing that as people monitor the progress of their little native plant garden. They take a picture the first time they see a butterfly or a bee using that, and they send this to us, which we post. And then that would be our display and conversation on Earth Day. It appears that that idea has a lot of traction, and I think that that's going to be what our district will do across the board. There are a number of really wonderful science projects. Tracking pollinators and identifying the host plants and so forth is a wonderful project, getting a map of where they are. There's a long history for that. It's a very robust community. The kids can drop right into that, and it's a wonderful activity. The project, even if we just bought it, so to speak, if we just take it out of our account, is under $1,000. I'm hoping that we can get donations much as we have in the past. You'll recall that on the 4th of July, we made a fairly good haul of people just saying, wow, this is great, let me give you $5. So while we could self-fund this, I'd rather see engagement by the community. I think that buy-in is really important. And finally, I'd like to, if we can get to the place where we're excited about this, I'd like to have perhaps Suzanne and other experts come and give us a Zoom presentation on pollinator corridors and the importance in the environment. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Suzanne, for joining us today. Sean is going to give us just a brief update on the future of the Wonder League for this year.
Excuse me, I just wanted to say thank you, and I will be leaving the meeting.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you again as we get deeper into this project.
Okay, thank you so much. And
Well,
thank you. It's a wonderful idea. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sean.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. What is this? Merry Christmas, or is it a Happy New Year? Whichever one you pick the appropriate one. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the Wonder League and just say where we are at in the process. Last year, before the state or the feds canceled the program, we were well involved with the program. We had a marquee going up at the south end of town. We bought time from the Chamber of Commerce, so we still have that ability to display and ask for people as they go up and down the freeway. But what I would like to say is, I have this hat. It says "Live like Drew," and I think, from my point of view, we can get a lot of encouragement from living like Drew. And yes, some of our programs have become dysfunctional or not functioning, but we have a way of bringing them back. And so I'll just lay out some plans that I have. I have coming in the next month, so a campaign where I will bring out some T-shirts and sell, market, have people contribute to our T-shirts, because the Wonder League is self-funding. We get no money from the club. The second thing that I'm doing is I've been talking with, and this happened actually prior to things going shut, is I'm talking with Walmart and the Action Rents as funders for Wonder League. And as I get more information, I'll bring that to everyone. That's my update. If you have questions or you want to join the Wonder League, I look forward to bringing everyone that's wanting to come out on Saturdays and be a part of this. To me, it's a wonderful experience to be a part of this experience. Thank you.
You mentioned that you had spoken with the city and they were willing to continue to support this. Have they indicated what they're going to allow as far as the gathering?
Yes, yeah. Thank you for asking about that. The way the current iterations of the process is that we're in the purple category. The purple category means, and it's not the city, it's actually the state, has designated no activity, period. So that's why we cannot do anything currently. The next iteration of the process is to go to orange. At orange, we could do limited functions. We could go out and play ball with the Wonder League. But when I thought about it and I think about it, the process is going to be far more than we can do. Although I am looking at doing some things special that just try to bring people into the Wonder League. So those are the two things. And after we get past the orange, we'll be free to do anything.
Okay.
That we can.
We might move this to a different time during the summer, or.
Well, I thought about that, and I'd rather not move it to a different time. I think if we keep it consistent and have a consistent program, but you know, I'm open to seeing what other people can do. But me personally, I have tons of things that I do in the summer that I can't do. I can't support it during past June.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Great. I appreciate the effort you're putting into this, and we'll just circle back in the next couple months to see how the vaccinations are going and how we move into the next tier.
Okay, right. But I do have one thought, and I thought about, you know, getting together with maybe Windsor or the Noon Club and putting on a baseball game with the anyone we can find from the Wonder League, and just promoting that once, maybe every 3 months or so. So that's something I have thought about. I didn't know how that was going to work. That's why I didn't bring it up.
Okay, well, that's definitely one to contemplate. Thank you very much, Ron.
Okay.
Excuse me. So, sorry. I wanted to show a calendar, but it's kind of hard to have calendars up and screens up when we're all on this call. But I'm kind of marching down the calendar as people are speaking. And also coming up in May is Teacher Appreciation Breakfast. And Mark is busy substituting for another physician during this time, so he's not on the call. But he wanted me to let you know that he's in the process of contacting the principals of Healdsburg Unified and West Side schools to get their nominations. The date will be on May 5th, as usual, the first Wednesday in May. And he has reached out to those who have been on the committees in past years to fulfill the roles again this year, like getting the dignitaries and the awards and things of that nature. So we are still planning to do the breakfast. It seemed to be a big success last year as a Zoom call because so many other people were able to join and honor the teachers. So I'm excited to say that is still in the works. Next on our list to update us on the Rotary Foundation is Dan, our secretary.
Thank you, President Nancy and fellow Rotarians and guests. Rotary is a service organization, and a big focus of our club is the local community and what we can do for the folks and people around Healdsburg. But we are part of Rotary International, which was a large international organization, and they have great works that they do all around the world. They have 7 main areas of emphasis. One is promoting peace. They want to fight disease. They've been at the forefront of trying to eradicate polio. Providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene is a third item. Saving mothers and children, supporting education, growing local economies, and they've just added supporting the environment as a 7th avenue of interest. Anyway, we have made contributions to our local club. We've made contributions to our local foundation. We have also made contributions to Rotary International Foundation. And I was going to give us the breakdown on polio funds versus annual funds, but the computer isn't working. So all I have is a report from the District Foundation share that gives us our year-to-date contributions to the annual fund, which total $1,228. Those contributions have come from 17 of our members. 2 of them are actually doing an automatic contribution from their bank account, which is a great way to do this. I personally have taken money from my IRA and putting it towards Rotary International, as well as our local foundation. I don't get charged income tax on that, but I don't get a write-off. But I don't absorb the income, and so it's just a pass-through. I had another thought, but I just lost it. So, oh yeah. Any questions on where you stand with your contribution levels? Let me know. I'd be happy to go over that. If you want help getting set up on an automatic basis, you can get in touch with me and I can help you do that, or Terry can do that, or you can, quite frankly, go online and set it up yourself at Rotary International. Additionally, our club is making contributions to Polio Plus campaign as an honorarium for our speakers each week. And last but not least, we have a program in place. If you make a $100 or more contribution to the Rotary International Foundation, our club will match those points, those funds with points to get you closer to your first or multiple Paul Harris designations. So right now the contributions go through Terry. They come to me. If they're $100 or more, then I will, attach a transfer and move points to you. Where do those points come from? Well, our club has a bucket of points to share, as well as individual members having points to share. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And that's it.
Thank you, Dan. By the way, I had to cough up almost $100 last Christmas for everybody who wore a Christmas ugly sweater or hat or something. Lance cheated, but I still paid for him. So thank you for all your help with supporting Rotary International. Lance, you're going to talk for a second about the Jack Valerga Fellows.
That's right. So at the end of Colleen's term, we decided to create a new program for the club modeled after the Paul Harris Society. So the Paul Harris is for the Rotary International Foundation, and for each $1,000 or 1,000 points that you donate, you are awarded the Paul Harris or a +1, +2, +3 on top of that. And we thought it would make sense to try to encourage people to donate and recognize donations to the club with a similar program. And so the obvious person to name it after was Jack Valerga. So we created the Jack Valerga Fellowship Program. at the end of my term, we had a whole bunch of people who had earned at least one Valerga Fellowship, and in fact, several people who had earned multiples just within that 1 year. And Terry sent me the accounting for the first half of this year, so July 1st through December 31st. And to date, we have, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 10 of the members have already hit their Valerga for this year. And in fact, we have one person who's already doubled it, another couple of people who are close to doubling it, someone who's got 3, and someone who has 4 Valerga Fellowships. So that's someone who's donated more than $4,000 to the club. So I want to remind everyone that this exists and encourage you. It applies to all donations, both to the club and to the foundation, the club foundation. So any funds you give to the club apply towards that. We have nice certificates, which I just realized had gotten buried on my desk and didn't get sent out last year, so they'll be going out soon. But want to make sure that the people who have given and want to be recognized get recognized. Hopefully, we'll be getting a banner when we're back together, so we can put up pins similar to the Paul Harris banner that we have.
Thank you, Lance, for bringing that back up. I think we've all kind of forgotten about it, so we'll keep our eye on that target. So I'm going to share my screen real fast because we have our wonderful Will Seppi, who, thank you, run an auction. Now,
Hey, President Nancy, it's time to have an auction.
so I just want to mention real fast, one of our beloved members, Edward McCutcheon, decided to donate food from his farm stand, Side Road Farms, in lieu of, well, just to help raise money. Let's put it that way. So today we're going to have a bunch of items that Will's going to help us auction off. I just want to mention on the couple of the items, Will, like the persimmon, dried persimmons, there are 2 of those to auction, as well as the spice bags.
Okay.
So just, can you see the screen? Am I sharing the screen?
No, we can get me off there. We got product coming
No.
up.
I've been carrying that for weeks to mail you for your, what was it? Oh, for the your article in the Business Journal. But really fast, Brandy and Will Seppi are celebrating an anniversary on January 15th. So everybody.
Friday. Hey, yes, absolutely. 10 years, and I'll be happy to contribute $100 to celebrate that. So we'll figure out how to earmark that, but we'll put $10 for each year into something, and I'll let Terry know what fund we want to put that to.
Thank you, Will. Oops. All right, let me get down to my, oh, here we go. All right, here we go.
All right, we have some wonderful things from the Side Road Farm. We have 2 packs of persimmons, and this is how an auction works, everybody. We need you to somehow indicate that you're willing to buy this. So, Lance, can you still see everybody? Do you have everyone's visual up?
I can switch to the gallery view, but actually I won't be able to see everyone while you're sharing the screen. Maybe we could use the chat for people to bid, so they could just type in the amount that they're bidding in the chat.
Yeah, okay. I guess if we'll figure out how to make this thing work. I don't know. I was trying to go down the screen here to see if I could see people. So or everyone take yourself off of mute, unmute yourself. Let's do that. Let's just have total organized chaos for a moment. Unmute yourself, and we only have 22 people on this call, so we can master this. So I want to hear from you. We're going to start this auction off. Remember, your money goes to us, and we appreciate Ed's contributions and others to make this happen. We have 2 packs of persimmons. Who'd like to start the bidding at $20? $20 for this wonderful pack.
20
Larry
bucks.
Orr, thank you very much for raising your hand. We'll take $20 from Larry Orr. Would anyone like to outdo Larry? I see Larry's hands going up again. Larry, that makes you go to 25. Larry's raising his hands to 25. Anyone like to beat Larry? I see Ted Calvert's there laughing. Is that oh, Diane Booker, your hands are up with your coffee cup. Thank you for bidding $30 for those 2 packages of persimmons. We appreciate it very much. Anyone else like to go to $40? Don't miss out on this one in a lifetime opportunity. We have $40 going, $40. We have Diane Booker in the lead at 30. Anyone willing to go into 40? Scrolling around looking for other hand motions. No middle fingers either, Lee Morton. All right. All right. Where are we going to end it with? Diane, are you going to take these for 30 bucks? 30 bucks to Diane Booker. Thank you very much, Diane. Next item on the list.
Oh, here we go. Oh, delicious farm seasonings.
Seasoning
Ed?
packs. Who doesn't love seasoning packs? There's anything you can season with these packets of seasoning. Do we have an opening bid? We'd like to have an opening bid of multiple seasoning packs. How about $20 for an opening bid? I'm looking for someone to go in at $20.
Andy.
Andy's in at 20. Who wants to take that from Andy for 30? We have a $30 bid from somebody else. Don't let Andy. We've got Nancy. President Nancy standing up for $40. Thank you, Nancy. $40 for the seasoning package. She's raising her thumbs. That means you're willing to go more, Nancy? Andy, do you want to take those back from her for 50? Nope. We're going to let them go to the President Nancy unless someone else is willing to jump in. I'm scanning the roll right here. Seasoning packs. Chris Call, you need any seasoning? Nope, not today. But Chris, I've got something else coming up for you. So we'll go to Nancy for the $30 for seasoning packs. Next item on the auction.
Oh, yeah.
Candied walnuts. All right. I have an opening bid for candied walnuts. $20. I'll put in $20 for candied walnuts. One of my favorite things. Notice that's 4 times value. That's a $5 value. I'm overpaying by $20 for those. Would anyone else like to take those away from me? Do I have anyone else going to 30?
Ted and Bob.
Who do I have down there?
I just saw Ted and Bob raise their hands.
Ted and Bob. So, okay, so we're up to $40 between Ted and Bob. Maybe we could get an extra package of those things. Ed, what do you think? If we go $40, we go $40 from Ted, $40 from Bob, and we can get them each some candied walnuts. That sounds like a win for everybody.
Good.
All right, next item on the list.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is so good, this marmalade.
Marmalade jam. Who doesn't like marmalade jam? Lee Morton, did you say you needed marmalade jam? That's a finger up. Lee's hands up. I see Lee for $20 putting the opening bid in. I see Doug Pyle beating him. Doug Pyle going in at 40. Doug, are you at $40 for marmalade jam?
Sure.
Doug, if you're willing to go to 40, I'll even throw in some bread that you can put that jam on. How does that sound? All right, Doug Pyle. Anyone want to take it from Doug? We're at 40 right now. Does anyone want to take it for 50? Diane, you putting that hand back up again? No. Okay. Just want to make sure. Sold to Doug Pyle. Doug, I'll get you some bread again to go with that. Thank you very much. Next item on the auction.
Oh, these are delicious. They're hot, you guys. Very hot.
Who doesn't like a hot persimmon on a nice summer day? That's not the persimmon that's hot. It's the sauce that's hot. So we have some spicy hot persimmon sauce. Who would like some spicy hot persimmon sauce? I know there's got to be someone in this club that likes spicy things. Diane Booker and Dan are both on board. Would both of you be willing to go in and make that happen? We have a $20. We'll go up to 40. Yes. Can we make that happen? We'll go $40 from each of you, and you'll each get a persimmon hot sauce.
I'll double it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it greatly. What do we got next on the board?
Oh, this is from George Dutton.
Okay, quickly here. Do you see me? Where am I? Do you see me? There it is. There's a ham right here. But I'm nibbling on this ham. This is delicious ham. All right. I happen to have one. It's honey glazed on the outside. The things are gargantuous. You can make multiple meals out of them. We've had ham sandwiches for a month and a half. And we've made soup. We had ham sandwiches. We made ham pot pie. Absolutely delicious. So this is a great value. Who would like to get a certificate for a ham? We'll take an opening.
Who's that? It's a 12-pound ham and the retail's for $100.
Whoa.
$100 retail. Would we like to? I'd like to start off at least at $40. Does anyone want to kick in 40?
I'll go 50.
I'll go 50. Whoever that was, I think that might have been Archie.
Yeah, that was he. That was he.
That was Archie, long hair Archie in at 50. Who is going to go take that away from Archie? Do we have someone willing to outbid Archie by at least $20? Can we get up to 70? Anyone willing to go 70?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't know who said that, but
Tom.
Tom Tevendale. Thank you, Tom, very much. Tom's at 70. Archie, you want to take it back? Go
Yeah,
right
let's
up
go
to
to, let's go to 100.
100 even. All right. Archie's at market rate for this. Would anyone like to go a little bit above market? We're at $100 from Archie. Thank you very much. Archie's going to sit and have a haircut and eat a ham. We're going to look forward to seeing that picture.
He's a vegan.
He's a vegan. Better yet. All right. He'll be sharing the ham with whoever he's having a haircut with. All right. Archie's in at 100. Tom, do you want to take it away from him for 120?
I would, but I can't take ham from a vegan. That's
That's true. Very good, Tom.
Anything else? We'll take $100 from Archie.
But
what?
And I'll put in 50 just to put in 50 for the cause. So I'll just put in 50 for the cause.
How wonderful. All right. We appreciate those contributions. I'm hoping the scribe is getting all these things down. All right, Archie, we want a picture of you and your ham. All right.
Well, I'm gonna give it to a friend who loves these things.
Perfect. That would be very nice. It becomes.
And I have a question. If you have enough hair on your ham, is it vegan?
Absolutely. Archie, you just did a threefer. I learned something new. You did a threefer. You spent your money here in Rotary to benefit Rotary. You are supporting the community, and you're turning around and you're going to give that ham to somebody else. So you're making a lot of people happy through this contribution. So thank you. President Nancy, do we have anything else on the auction slate?
Yeah, we do. Okay, we can do one of these. We can hold off on a couple others later. But you all heard Terry Tremblay talk about his Maryland Merlot. Terry has donated 3 bottles, but we can just do 1 bottle for today because of time.
Yes.
This is the 1996 vintage.
1996 vintage of Maryland Merlot. It has an in-stock value. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, of $800. $800 value. I'm sitting here eating my ham. What else did you want to add, President Nancy, to this? Terry, do you have anything commentary?
yeah, the wine goes great with ham, Archie.
I'll tell my buddy.
$200 is what they're asking for online, but really, I think whatever anyone can offer. And, you know, it's a classic Bordeaux style, and it's made from Napa Valley fruit. So I'm guessing we'll be in good shape so long as our Mary kept it stored properly.
That'd be great. Nancy, are you doing the opening bid?
Me?
Yep. Or is there someone else out there?
100.
100 for Andy Esquel. Thank you, Andy, for getting this going. Let's go. Do we have 150? Anyone like to go to 150? Andy's in at 100. Lance, I know you have a nice one. Thank you very much, Lance. We wouldn't want Maryland not to be in your big collection. Lance goes in at 150. Anyone willing to take that away from Lance for 200? Andy, we want to stay in the game at 2, or are we going to let that go to Lance's seller for 150?
I'll go 2.
200 big ones in. Andy, insurance business must be great. My premiums, I know, are staying low. Andy's in at 200. Lance, let's not let that thing escape your seller. Would you be willing to go 250, Lance?
Sure.
Sure. All right. Andy, we've got Lance in at 250. Would you like to go to 300 on that?
No, thanks.
No, thanks. I'll tell you what, since we have 3 bottles, let's get rid of 2 of them at $250 a piece. You and Andy and Lance are both winners today. You both can get together or get on a Zoom call, pop open the cork, and have a date with Marilyn and drink your wine. And if you're nice, maybe Archie will send you a slice of ham, and Diane will give you some hot persimmon sauce, and Ted will send you some nuts to start it off. All right?
Can you throw in a haircut?
And a haircut. We'll work on that.
Will, I'd like to say anybody that pays $250 for a bottle of this wine, I will throw in a second bottle of a different vintage to that bidder.
Wow.
So we've got two in there. Is there anyone else willing to go in 250 and get another bottle? If I'm understanding this correct, Terry, they'd get a bottle. They'd get 2 bottles.
That's correct.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Jay, Chris calls in. Awesome. Fantastic. Chris calls in at 250. Andy's in. Lance is in. Anyone else on here? Going once? Larry Orr, is that an eye wink, nod, elbow raise, or no? No? Okay, I don't want to overlook these Zoom. Pretty tough to do. Ted Calvert, did you need some wine or no? You're good?
No.
Diane, you think you need something for the tasting room to put up on the shelf while people come in?
Thanks. No, I've got 4,000 cases of my own.
All right, everyone, thank you for your generosity. We appreciate it greatly. We know this has certainly been a challenging auction and a challenging year, but we continue to press forward. We have fun, and it's great to see everyone. Unfortunately, I have to hop off the call and head down to Santa Rosa real quick. But again, thank you, everyone, for your generosity. We'll look
Thank you, Will.
Wednesday, if not before.
Thank you, Will.
And until then, I'll be enjoying ham.
Ham and wine and nuts, hot sauce. Great. Edward, thank you for your contributions and everybody. Terry and our beloved George. So we have a couple minutes left. Larry Mills, do you mind if you bring up the projects you're working on next week? Talk about pets in the Leadership Academy next week.
Oh yeah, this is as part of my president-elect preparation. I am signed up for PETS, president-elect training session coming up in March, which turns out it's a multi-day thing. So I'm going to be totally ensconced in Rotary. And I also signed up, perhaps improvidently, for the District 5130 Rotary Leadership Institute, which goes for 7 months. I'm in the second or third month, and it has assignments, like 4 or 5 assignments every month to basically research information about it. So I'm getting pretty well steeped in Rotary. I will have more detailed reports as we go, but I am looking forward to my year coming up on July 1st, and I am going to be president in the same year that Pam Moulton is going to be president of the Windsor Club, and we have been communicating, kind of doing a home and away deal where I would go to her club and conduct a meeting, and she'd come back to this club. I'm sure glad to see her come back and conduct a meeting after July. So that's what's up.
Thank you, Larry. I can't wait for July 1st. Hopefully we'll be in person at that time. Just to wrap things up, I wanted to mention that our wine tasting group has been delayed. We were going to meet at the end of this month, but people are rightfully concerned about their good health. So we're going to just touch base on the first week of February and come up with an idea for when people are feeling more comfortable to move forward on that. We're meeting tomorrow on the bike tour. We've been gathering some good data about what other organizations are doing, whether it's virtual or live and virtual. So we'll have more information, hopefully in the coming weeks, about the bike tour. We're also working on updating our website as we speak. It's a little funky still, but Dan Erickson showed me how to update things. So pretty soon we'll do a quick little maybe training session on that, just to show people how to be interactive with it and add your own information, because it's not that hard once you know where to find those pieces and parts. I also want to get some sense of your interest in a couple things, but we'll have to wait till another meeting. But one of them is to follow up on the See One, Do One, Teach One project that Dr. Jacobs talked to us about, to see how people are feeling about involved in an international project. And also, we're looking at possibly being involved in the Healdsburg Farmers Fair if that is going to happen again this year. And I will be back to you on that. I'm working with Phil Manukian just to see what the city's level of interest is in hosting. So anything next week, as Annie mentioned, the Interact Club will run the meeting, and our own Ted Calvert is going to present his presentation on land paths. And Ted is also hoping to set up a hike for all of us in May. Right, Ted? We need to.
Yes, and the talk is going to be about Sonoma County Agriculture and Open Space District and their preserves and their work that they're doing. I'm having Amy Ricard, who's a community relations specialist for Ag and Open Space, show as well to answer any questions that you might have about the work that Ag and Open Space does in Sonoma County.
Wonderful. So thank you for joining. I know this was a club assembly. They're not always as much fun because we didn't have a guest speaker, but I feel it's important every quarter to update us on the future and what we're all working on to just keep everybody in the loop. So with that, I will.
Well, one other thing, President. Christopher Cameron, if you could get a hold of Earl Holly. He's been asking about you. He's been asking about the Rotary Club because I bike with him, and I'm trying to get him into the club. And he says he's there on the geysers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Sure.
Nancy, do you want us to do the breakout rooms again?
Sure, people are willing to do that. And I'm going to close the meeting and have you all go to breakout rooms. Meeting is officially closed.
Are you blowing us off?